I remember waiting on those tax checks every year, because as a single mom, that's just what you wait for. I was on food stamps. You know, I was living off of food stamps. I never got housing or anything, but I was barely getting by. One thing I always remember is my dad. Every time I needed something, I would have to call him. I would hate whenever I had a flat tire. I hated whenever I needed something big, because he would always give me that talk of, what are you gonna do when I'm not here? Or, you know, how are you gonna live like this forever? And I always knew that that was a question I asked myself, but it was not a reality I was ready to face, because I didn't really know what I was gonna do. One day, a girl had reached out to me on Facebook, and she started screenshotting me her paychecks. And I was just like, okay, what do you do? And she said, I do door-to-door sales. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so, but for right now, maybe I'll try it out. Maybe it'll just work for the time being. And I remember telling my family about the whole sales deal, and they're like, no, that'll never work out, Taylor. Like, it's just commission only, it's not a set pay. And so I remember a $1,500 paycheck that I saw of hers, and I was like, surely if she can make $1,500, I can make $1,500. I remember that first week I cleared $2,000, and I was like, I was making, you know, $13 to $14 an hour. I was making $8.50 every 2 weeks after taxes was taken out. So that was like tax season. I was just like, oh my gosh, tax season came early this year. In 2018, as my first full year, I cleared after everything about $253. When it comes to like my kids, like they don't have to ever worry about anything. And then like just in 2018, I was able to buy a family member of mine a car who didn't have one, who was legal to drive. Instead of me needing help from my family, like I was able to adopt 22 children for Christmas. I was able to adopt 13 for school supplies, which can be very hectic, so I don't suggest those high numbers. Being able to do the things that I've done for everyone else other than just myself, for my children and for other people's children, I think that's what brings me the most happiness every year. To me, as someone who's not from the door-to-door industry or never had even heard of the door-to-door industry, it's just like any other job. It's you get up, you go to work, and you come home. And I think that's where the difference plays out is whenever I heard door-to-door industry or door-to-door sales, you can make your own hours. People have this thought of, I'll just work whenever I want. And just like at any job, if you don't work hard and you don't go to work, you don't make any money. So I do take my kids selling with me. I remember whenever Kendall, she had a cold, but it was a little bit of a fever, and they told her she couldn't come to school. And I was like, well, you're just gonna go to work with me. I made sure I didn't go to any elderly, and I just took her off to work. And we would go door to door. And there was times that she would start talking to her little friends and I'd end up selling their parents. You know, it was like nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing, not even having to be home. It was times that I could still be with my kids, but still be working. And this job takes a lot of sacrifices, that's for sure, especially if you're a parent. And people a lot of times like give me a hard time about that just because I am away from my kids a lot. And there is a lot of guilt there, but I do know that in 5-10 years, there's gonna be things that my kids have, and there's gonna be time that my kids have with me that no other kids are gonna have with theirs. My kids' college will be paid for. I won't have to, depend on financial aid or a lot of most humans in the entire United States have to worry about and depend upon. Mine won't have to. For someone looking in to the industry that we are a part of, my best advice would be to find your group of people that you trust. Find the people that will not let you quit even when you want to, that will push you. That when you have those people around you that's gonna doubt you, you have this group that's more of your family and that they will forever support you. Because luckily, I'm in an industry and I'm in a company that everyone in the other industries come to just because they hear of the leadership. When my family was telling me I couldn't do it, when my family or friends and everyone was telling me that there's no way that a commission job would ever be able to fulfill a career set, I was having leaders that told me to never give up. On days where I was down, after receiving, I remember I got a $15,000 paycheck just off of personal sales and a few of my team members that were under me, and I still wanted to quit because I was just tired. I didn't know what to do. I could sell, but I was just tired. I didn't know how to keep everything going in my personal life versus work and everything else. And I just remember Nathaniel just constantly just saying, you can do this. Like, you can do this because you're going to. You have and you will. And so I do owe that all, though, to our leadership, because if it wasn't for them, everyone else would have convinced me that I couldn't do it. My name is Taylor Harrison. I'm a mother of 2. Last year in 2018, I cleared $250,000 and I knocked doors.